Back in the early 2000s, I was but a mere child, and I remember quite vividly memories of me watching the hit TV show Pimp My Ride on MTV. And every time I got to the end of an episode, I always thought to myself, hell yeah, this car looks cool as hell. So I thought, why not relive my days of old and rewatch some episodes and rank the pimpin' in a tier list. Before I get into the tiers of the tier list, I need to change into something more appropriate for the levels of pimping that we're about to witness. Yeah, much better. Now for the tiers, we have not pimpin', debatably pimpin', slightly pimpin', and finally, straight pimpin'. With that all out of the way, let's get into the first car. The first ride to be pimped that we'll be ranking is a 1981 Pontiac TransAm, owned by Donnell, who's a student. But before we get to pimpin', let's have a look at what we're dealing with.
Let me start with my hood. Do you see the difference between this part of the car and this part of the car? This is my rearview mirror. It is struggling to stay on with this duct tape that I put on. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, there's no way that's street legal, especially with the shit way that she had put the tape on. But the 2000s were a lawless place and you could get away with a lot. I'm looking at you, Frosted Tips. Just because Guy Fieri pulled them off doesn't mean that everyone could.
There are 5 different shades of black in the car and they are all ugly. I don't know what exactly is supposed to be here, but I just know that it's gone. And this is my antenna. I don't know about you, but I don't think you should be able to take an antenna out your car.
So yeah, most of the problems with this car could be fixed pretty easily with a paint job and a new front grille. But that's my opinion. Let's hear what Exhibit thinks.
Check this out. This is beyond body work. But you know what? It's good craftsmanship. This is an 81. You know what I'm saying? Half you cats weren't even born when this car was made. This is good craftsmanship.
Yeah, that car is probably older than 98% of my audience, with myself included. I couldn't find out if it was still running today after the pimping, but let's just continue.
Serious? What is it with tape, y'all? Stop using tape on your cars.
Exactly what I was saying, Mr. Exhibit, but yeah. They decided to take the car down to West Coast Customs and have a little team meeting to brainstorm some ideas for how to pimp this car. And good lord, are the ideas dumb.
Electronics department, what do you want to do?
In the roof, the light is all busted, so I'm gonna take that out and put a brand new chandelier in there.
Okay, Mad Mike, are you taking the piss? I cannot think of anything less classy than some shitty cheap chandelier hanging from the top of the car, swinging about whilst you drive. But that's not even the worst idea that he proposes to pimp this car.
And just to make sure she graduates, we're gonna help her through finals. We're gonna install an espresso machine in her console.
Yeah, Mike has to be taking the piss. Nothing like a boiling hot cup of coffee whilst on the highway. One small bump and you will have something that will really wake you up in the morning. Next, we have the wheels department.
Wheels and tires department, what do you want to do with this project?
On this one, I'm going to use a 20-inch chrome Giovanna brag wheel with the Pirelli tires.
These new wheels are going to bring this Trans Am up to date.
I mean, I'd say the wheels are already fine, but I'm not the CPO, Chief Pimping Officer of West Coast Customs, so what do I know? And for the interior...
What do you want to do with the interior on this one?
Okay, this car has to look classic. I'm going to throw some brown saddle leather on the whole interior. I'm taking everything out of this car and replace it with brand new stuff.
Yeah, replacing the upholstery in the car sounds pretty good, given the fact that the interior seats look like they were used by the CIA to torture Guatemalans to death. So yeah, the interior pimp gets a pimpin' stick cosign.
Paint department, what kind of colors you got?
Let's go with like a pearl base, like medium charcoal color, like a gray, but little pearls in it. And cute, to bring back that Phoenix bird, decal on the hood. I got something real special in mind.
I mean, personally, I would have gone for the black look, make it look like Kit from Knight Rider. By the way, if you don't know what that is, get to know, because that was the shit back in the day. I still even remember the intro theme because it was just that good.
I like everybody's input on this vehicle. It's a Trans Am, so we've got to bring this thing back. And if anybody can do it, it'll be the crew at West Coast.
So the West Coast Customs team get to work, and here is the finished product.
Check out your new Trans Am.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm gonna keep it real with you, this shit is ugly as hell. The color that they chose was just so blandly grey, and the rims don't really match the aesthetic of the car. Then you have the chandelier,
And if you look to your right over your shoulder, you got a chandelier.
Oh my goodness, y'all got a chandelier in my car. Y'all crazy. Oh my goodness.
and the coffee machine,
So we installed an espresso machine in there.
What?
Like coffee on the go.
Oh my God, that's so cute.
Coffee to go. For real. Freshness in a cup.
which, although they were installed pretty cleanly, still look pretty dumb. Just look at this side-by-side comparison of a black with gold trim Trans Am compared to this ugly space grey that they used. They did do some other things to the car that I kinda liked though, like the radio,
Remember that old radio you had in there?
We put a brand new Clarion CD player in the dash with a 6.4-inch display.
and the mini laptop in the passenger seat. But all that's cancelled out because they turned the trunk of the car into a mini dressing station with a wrinkle steamer, which made it so that the trunk has no space to hold anything, but if Danelle wants to get changed in public, I guess she has a coat holder.
What? Oh my goodness.
Overall, I think though that this pimping, or should I say attempted pimping, definitely could have been better, and although it is a definite upgrade to the car, the wasted potential forces me to have to stick it in the debatably pimping tier, as you could make a case for it to be pimping, but it would be pretty hard fought. Up next we have one that I think should be in the Pimping Hall of Fame, but let me not get ahead of myself. We have Robert, who drives a 1984 Chevrolet van.
I drive an 84 Chevy van. My grandma won the van back in 84 at Vegas. She put $7 into a slot machine, and out came a van. But the van, which was a dream come true for my grandparents, has kind of turned into a nightmare for myself.
A Las Vegas van that was won on a $7 slot machine. Honestly, it doesn't get more inspiring than this, does it? It just goes to show that if you keep gambling, you will always eventually win. But 1984 was a long time ago, so let's have a look at what's wrong with the car now.
I got faded furniture, I got faded padding. These stains came from my dog Pooh Bear, who lived up to his name and left poo stains all over my van. I tried everything to clean it up, but the stains remain, and so does the smell.
Honestly, he looked a little too happy when he was telling us that, but sure, I guess. What else do we have to work with?
The worst part about my van is I got the engine sitting right in my lap. I gotta deal with exhaust fumes. I can see all the way to the ground. Sometimes I need a gas mask just to drive this thing.
Okay, that also screams not road legal, but the one upside is, though, that it does make him look like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad, so that's at least one upside of being made to inhale leaded petrols.
Right now I am going to college, but I spend a lot of my free time volunteering for a kids music program, and it really teaches kids self-respect, maturity, and confidence.
Robert genuinely seems like a pretty cool guy and definitely deserves to have his van pimped out, so let's see what Exhibit has to say about the van.
Look at this here. Somebody done killed Barney and put them all in the interior of this thing.
Fair enough. Let's see what the West Coast Customs, Galpin Auto Sports team can do about the piece of shit that is currently Robert's van.
Mad Mike, what are you dreaming up for this one?
You know those big slot machines in Vegas? I'm gonna customize one on the outside of Robert's van and display it on an LCD Olympia monitor. And when you pull the handle, the door's gonna open, but only if you hit a jackpot first.
Again, Mad Mike is most definitely on the finest crystal out there. The sheer impracticality of not being able to open the van until you hit a jackpot makes this a perfect vehicle for the gambling maxers amongst us. Nothing screams gambling addiction like having to hit a jackpot every time you want to enter the van. Now, let's see what they've got for paint.
Luis, what you got for this one?
Bo, I'm gonna strike it rich on this one. I'm gonna paint this entire van gold.
A bit boring compared to what Mad Mike had lined up for us, but I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It could come out pretty clean. Next up is the wheels.
Wheels and tires, what are we looking at?
I'm throwing solid chrome on this one. TIS 08, 20 inches strong. And in the back of the van, I'm installing a car dealing exhaust that'll shoot out playing cards whenever he feels like having a game.
Well, some people call stupid, I also call stupid.
Hey, the shitty one-liner quips are my job, okay? Stick to what you do best and I'll stick to the shitty commentary. I'm not out here trying to take your job pimping out cars and shit, but I do have to say that I agree. And last but not least, interiors.
Interiors, what do you got for this one?
I'm putting the van over the top with leopard print seats. And since our kid's dog crapped all over his carpet, I'm gonna do exactly the same by giving him a craps table floor.
Well, Barney is out and leopard print is in. Although I'm not sure how practical a craps table floor is, but it fits the theme, so why not? And now, let's see what the final product looks like.
Check out your brand new ride.
Okay, I do have to say that it is most definitely pimping, at least from first looks. Let's take a closer look at the handiwork of Mad Mike.
Rob, we hooked you up with the real deal right out of this exhaust.
Oh my. Damn. I've never seen an exhaust do that.
Neither have we. Neither have we.
Okay, just thinking about this for more than 1 second, how do you refill the exhaust, and do you have to stick your hand inside a burning hot exhaust every time you want to refill the cards? Also, what's the appeal? Imagine bringing the hose around to the exhaust of your car and being like, check it, and the van just shits out a deck of cards. Very impractical, but certainly very pimping, so bonus points here from Mad Mike. Now onto the part that we've all been waiting for.
Now pull the handle.
All right.
Let's go, big money. Big money. No whammies, no whammies.
Diggity! Yes! Diggity! Yes! Woo! Now try to open the door.
Okay, I have to hand it to them. This shit is cool as hell. You'd probably be murdered if a homeless man tried to rob you and you couldn't escape by getting into your van, but it does look fun as hell when he pulls the lever. Also, extra pimping points for promoting gambling as well.
You got your own roulette table, so now you can bet on your favorite number anytime you want.
Bet on black.
Such what I do.
Okay, but why is Exhibit just naturally funny as hell? It's like they didn't even give him the script to the episode and he's just doing improv the entire time. That being said, the Gulpin Autosports crew are not that slick. Don't think that I wasn't paying attention to what they did to quote-unquote pimp the engine. They just put some carpet over the top. Yeah, that shit is definitely not going to be set on fire immediately. With that being said, all in all, this shit is most definitely pimping, and I will be putting it in the straight pimping tier. Anything that promotes gambling gets a cosign from Pimp and Stick, and will be easily going into the top of the tier list. Up next is Jessica's 1976 AMC Pacer, and it is definitely in need of pimping in my opinion.
Hey, my name is Jessica, and I'm 21, and this is my ride. The story of my Pacer began when I had no other car, and my dad actually called me and said, hey, there's a Pacer, it's sitting in a trailer park, it's only $300, let's go check it out. I was like, what's a Pacer?
Yeah, I could talk shit about this thing probably not being road legal, but I'll be honest. Like half the cars that are getting pimped are barely road legal, so that's not really unique to the Pacer. That being said, that doesn't mean that it hasn't got its own problems though.
This is my Pacer. As you can see, it definitely needs some work. Here are my rims. I tried to disguise all of the rust and spray painted it black. Part of my genius. My driver's side door only works when it wants to. It gives me so many problems because it will never open for me.
Okay, fire hazard aside, it isn't that bad, in all honesty. Just check the hinges of the door and you'll likely find the issue. There's also the back window that is smashed in.
It's the plastic window. I usually write little funny things on the window. Sadly, what happened is somebody decides to be a wise guy and write "eat me" on here. Yeah, haha.
But again, this probably isn't that big of a deal. Just think about it, okay? If your car looks this shitty, the chances of someone breaking into it are also pretty slim. So, by virtue of being a moving trash can, it does mean that no one's going to be breaking into your car. So the bonus security is something that I will be taking into account. But by far the worst part of this car has to be the interior.
My interior is out of control. This past winter, I actually had to store my Pacer at my dad's house. Unfortunately, when mice moved in, and they've created chaos with the carpet.
Okay, but why are we just glossing over the fact that there are live mice inside this vehicle? And why are you still driving it when you know for a fact that there are still live mice inside the vehicle? But anyway, let's hear what Exhibit thinks.
Guess who's back?
You can't tell me that you don't find him hilarious. Sometimes you gotta just shoot finger guns at the realest person you know, even if that person happens to be yourself.
Crazy thing about this car, it's shaped like a football. The guy who designed it actually was watching a football game and saw the ball go through the air and figured, I gotta make a car like that. What an idiot.
What can I say? He's keeping it real. Some ideas are just dumb and they were thought up by idiots. But that's not all X has to say about this AMC Pacer.
The window is gone, so we have a nice plastic that says live life in the slow lane, and somebody's response was eat me. I love it.
Even X knows the value of the shitty plastic cover at the back. But eventually the car is opened up and he is confronted with the biggest issue with this car.
Is that rat on the floor?
No. Those are gifts from the mice.
Tasty. Look at it compared to the size of my finger. That's a pretty big rat. I go through for you guys.
This part confuses me, okay? He saw the rat poop from outside and decided to still get in, which is pretty bold, but then immediately after, he just started sticking his fingers right next to the rat shit. Like, it's okay, X, we see the poop, it's on a yellow floor. The contrast is quite stark. But yeah, let's hear one last thing before X takes it to the pimp shop for pimping.
I see this is the original carpet, but it's been chewed on by rats.
Yes.
These rats were carpet munching.
Oh, no.
Carpet munching.
I can't believe I actually laughed at this the first time that I watched that clip. But let's just take it back to the shop and have a listen to what is planned.
All right, Alex, what kind of wheels are we putting on this one?
Nobody's ever put 18s on a Pacer before, so I'll have some custom wheels made. When I'm done with it, it's gonna look hot. And then, Ryan, since this car's gonna be so bright and sunny, I'm gonna cut it wide open and put in a big rag top sunroof right here.
Okay, the wheels sound like an upgrade, but why do they have the wheels guy also doing bodywork? I don't even know why I'm asking. This guy is clearly a certified pimp mechanic, and I'm not, so I'll just trust the vision. Next up, we have paint.
Paint department, Buck. This Pacer's a mess, dog. What are we gonna do?
I'm gonna hook this car up with an insane Sunfire Yellow. And I'm gonna get funky on this car. Silver shooting stars all the way down the side.
Before we actually talk about the paint, I just noticed, is it part of their uniform to have their caps on backwards, or is it just Buck and Mad Mike? Either way, sunset yellow is a pretty nice color, so I can get down with that. Next is the interior.
Interior department, Ish, what do you got for me?
Ryan, I have the perfect idea for the Pacer. I'm gonna put some shag carpet all over the car. Door panels, floor, headliner.
I'm digging it.
Usually Ish is the voice of reason, but I think he missed this time with the interior. Shag carpet just sounds like a pain in the arse to clean. Imagine dropping food on that. It'll probably be reinfested with rats within a week. Next up we have accessories.
Big Dane, what you got for me?
We're gonna hook her up with a new front end, and in the back, we're gonna do a wheelie. And then we're gonna hook her up with a full-size juice bar in the back of her head.
Like a rolling juice bar?
I'm talking about carrot juice, oranges, wheatgrass. You can't get no healthier than that, dog.
That's super duper tight.
The blender sounds like it comes out of the blue, but I forgot to mention that Jessica wants to be a nutritionist, so it makes sense in her situation, but it's still a stupid idea to put a juice bar on the boot of the car. Imagine you're blending some strawberries or something and then you get rear-ended. You'd get investigated for mob ties pretty quickly, and who wants to deal with that? Next up is Mad Mike again.
Matt Mike, I know you got something crazy for this one, dog. What is it?
Jessica has an 8-track installed in her car. 8-tracks were played out the day after they was made. I'm gonna leave her 8-track in there, and I'm gonna make it seem like 10,000 8-tracks. Since we're putting a wing on this car, I'm putting solar panels on it so the sun can help power the car.
Another crazy idea by Mad Mike. This was also back in the early thousands, so solar panels were even shittier than they are today. So imagine having a huge expensive piece of glass on the back, and it only made enough power to keep the juicer going for a couple of minutes. But yeah, let's just skip ahead to when they actually pimped it out. Actually, before I show the finished pimping, they actually found a live rat inside the car whilst they were taking it apart.
A rat! It was under the dash? There's a live rat in the car!
Now, the question is, did they plant that in the car for the show, or was it actually in the car the entire time? I'm leaning towards it being planted, but with the state of the car and the amount of poop in it, it easily could have just been chilling in there the entire time. Now to the final pimped out car.
So check out your brand new Pacer.
Oh my god!
Okay, yeah, I'll be honest, they kinda did their thing, pimping out this little AMC Pacer. Even though the fire paint at the front looks a little shitty, other than that, the first impressions are pretty pimpin'. But let's take a closer look. First off, the front with Mad Mike.
Pacer custom bumper right here in your car. All the air, it goes up in there, and then here, make your car go like twice fast.
Oh,
Yeah!
He's
This
lying.
is a Pacer racer.
That's okay, keep lying to me. I like it.
Just look at Exhibit's face, you can see the look of pain. Yeah, that phrase definitely brought back a lot of memories for X. It's alright, homie. I'm here if you need me.
Guess you're wondering what this is.
Yeah.
This is a customized wing with its own built-in solar panel. This solar panel keeps your batteries charged when you're out in the sun.
That shit most definitely is not a solar panel. It looks like a sticker. Either that or they invented ultra-thin solar panels back in 2004 and kept the technology hidden from us the entire time. But I'll just skip past that for now. Let's get into the interior.
What's the first thing you notice about your car?
The carpet.
This is shag, baby, on the roof, the floor, the walls, everywhere.
Oh, this is so cool.
Who killed Big Bird?
Yeah, it's a bit of overkill with the shag carpet. It looks like it would be hell to sit in on a hot day. And all it cost was one of Sesame Street's most beloved characters. Now for the main attraction.
Juice bar in the back of your Pacer. You got fruits, vegetables, you got your crazy straws, and you got wheatgrass growing in your car.
Okay, that looks really clean and all, but you hit one speed bump and you've got carrots flying everywhere. Could the West Coast Customs team not afford to put lids on the storage boxes? Really, all they did was make it so that you have no boot space because you have this dumbass juicer in the back. But it seems losing all your boot space is a reoccurring theme on the Pimp My Ride TV show. Okay, I lied. This next part is actually the best part about the pimping, which I saved for last.
Now the guys at the local animal shelter hooked you up with your brand new little kitty to help you with your rodents that you had in the car.
My little rat catcher.
Yeah, so you gotta name him. What's his name?
Pacer?
Why not?
That cat is cute as hell. I feel like you can't get away with doing stuff like this on TV today. Well, unless Mr. Beast is doing it. Anyway, this will definitely be taken into consideration for when the AMC Pacer is getting ranked for the tier list. But before that, one last message by the show producers at the end.
Having my car pimped on MTV is definitely a dream come true for me. Just It means the world to me, it does.
No rats harmed in the pimping of this ride. Well, you can't say that they don't care about the animals. Anyway, the AMC Pacer had some potential. I wanted to put it in the slightly pimping tier, but the shag carpet and the weird paint at the front kind of made it hard to do so. That was until X brought out that cat. As soon as I saw it, I knew it was going to be bumping it up at least one tier, so it'll be in the slightly pimping tier. Maybe could have even made it to the straight pimping tier, but I thought that might have been slightly overkill. That's all we have for today. This is kind of like a pilot episode for the tier list. If you guys like it, I'll probably make more parts to it, going over some of the other cars that they pimped. But anyways, if you liked the video, consider liking and subscribing. But other than that, thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one. Bye.